What we're going to do in this review of the animations that you have learned so far is to do a shape tween and a motion tween before we move ahead. So you're going to create a new file and then change the stage color to light blue. And then you're going to use the oval tool, and we're going to put two happy faces. One is going to start here, so on your timeline, rename it to face 1. Always keep these named because every animation that you create needs to be on a different layer. So the fill color, we'll pick as yellow and use the oval tool. And you're going to hold shift and draw a perfect circle for the happy face. Now the mouth is the only other really important part to this. The mouth you're going to do as a straight line across, and then we will use the brush tool for the eyes. Oh yeah, of course you need to pick a fill color of black, and then you can switch the brush size if you wish. So, and then I'm going to draw a couple eyes on this. Not the same size, but that's totally fine. So this is going to be a shape tween. We are going to make this smile, just not yet. So we're going to need to animate a second face. So on layer 2, if you can put face 2 as the name, and then we will do the same. So we're going to, make sure that the fill color is changed back to yellow. Draw the face. We'll use the line tool, but I'm going to show you how to reshape this so that it is a smile. So you're going to use the black pointer, move it over top of the line, and then you're going to drag it down so that it reshapes to a smile, and then you can do the two eyes as well. You can make your smiley faces a little bit different too if you want. Okay, so in order to animate this one on the right, what we need to do is we need to turn it into a graphic symbol. So what you're going to do is use the black pointer, select it so that it's all selected, modify, convert to symbol, and we want to leave this as, we'll call this one smiley 2. And then instead of the the button or movie clip type, we want to make sure that it's a graphic. So click on OK. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a motion tween animation of the smiley floating onto the screen. So what we're going to do is on the face 2 layer, right click, create motion tween. And what it does is it automatically creates 1 second of animation. So on frame 1, we're going to move it off to the side. And then about frame 40, we'll put insert keyframe, and we're going to pick all. So then what we're going to do with this is move to frame 40, and we're going to slide this to the middle. If you want to use the onion skins, you can see where the original face was. So I'm going to turn that off. And on the face 1 layer then, you're going to need to insert a frame. Okay, there we go. So we've got the animation looks like this so far. Okay, so we've got the smiley face approaching the not smiley face. So the next thing that we're going to do here is on the face 1 layer, we are going to make it smile. So what we need to start with is keyframe. So go insert keyframe. And then we want to decide how long we want it to take for the smile to happen. So I'm going to go to frame 65, insert keyframe, and then somewhere in the middle, on frame 65, we got to make this smile yet. So one thing is that when you move over to 65, the whole thing will be selected, and you'll see that you don't get the reshape arrow when you move over the face. So you want to click somewhere to deselect the face, move over top, and you'll see there's that little curvy bit underneath the pointer. So you're going to drag the mouth down. Then in between these two frames, you're going to then create a shape tween. And you'll know that it's successful with this line. And it always does this because it's sort of cutting into a shape. It's going to sort of drag the color down, so it pulls open the face like that. And that's just what it does. And that's totally fine. So then what we're going to do here is we need our first face back in. So on frame 65, you can put a frame. And this is what our animation should be so far. So the face approaches, and then the other one smiles. We're going to put in a little bit of text here. So you're going to add in a new layer. You can call it text. And using the text tool, I'm going to pick a little bit of a larger size here. I'm going to go maybe 50. And it reverted back to frame 1. So I'm going to have this say friends. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create an animation that this will pop down on the screen when the other face starts smiling. So you need a keyframe to lock it in place. So first let's move it off to the top. Then on frame, suppose this is 41, you're going to put in a keyframe. And we need to also put in a motion tween. So this is the first state on frame 65. We want it to have fallen into place. So we're going to insert a keyframe, and we're going to pick all. And then I will drag this down on top. So we get that. So what we'll get is, as it's smiling, the word friends will show up. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to have the text fade in. So what we're going to do is on frame 1, we're going to click on the object here. So click on friends, and then we're going to go to color effects, and the style will pick alpha, and we'll drop it to 0, so it will be invisible. And then on frame 65, just to make sure that it's doing the color, we're going to make sure we insert a keyframe and pick color, so it knows that we're doing something different here. Click on it, and then you can move the alpha back to 100. So that way you'll get this fading in like that. A few more things that we're going to do is we want to hold it on this last frame for just a little bit. So I'll move to frame 100 and put frames on all of those layers. So if we play the animation, this is what we should get. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, just so we can do a little bit of reshaping of this motion path, if you go to the first bit and then click on frame 1, you'll see the path of that this happy face takes. Well, what we want to do is we want to reshape it a little bit so that it curves. So we're going to reshape the motion path. You can play around with that as much as you want. There we go. And then we're also going to change the frame rate to slow it down a bit. So just click anywhere in the middle with the black pointer. You can go to frames per second and then reduce the frame rate to something a little bit slower. Whatever you want is totally fine. So we'll play through this. What we get is the smile will pop into place, and then we get a smile, and then it says friends for several frames. The other thing that we can do here is, if you want to test it, this is the final product. There we go. Okay, so make sure that you save this and then you can close the file.